Namaste. Welcome, my Vedic Astrology tribe, to Bhavani Vedic Astrology. I'm here to discuss yet another big player this year that's on the move, Jupiter, switching signs from Pisces into Aries. I put together some really cool slides. Let's pull them up and take a look. And I'll let you know what we have in store for this transit. So Jupiter in the sign of Aries, starting at Ashwini Nakshatra, 0 degrees. It's beginning a new 12-year cycle. So Jupiter has just finished going through every sign of the zodiac, starting with Aries and then ending with Pisces. And we have just finished a 12-year karmic cycle, and now we're headed to the next new beginning 12 years with Jupiter in Aries. Here we go. This is for all 12 ascendants. And namaste again. Thank you again for your support and clicking on my video. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm available now to do live Jyotish readings via Zoom. You can contact me now at bhavanivediciastrology@gmail.com or 702-308-6944. You can call or text. Please leave a message and text me a message and let me know when you're ready to set up your reservation via Zoom, and I can explain to you how these transits affect you personally. So Jupiter in the sign of Aries, starting April 22nd, 2023, and ending May 2nd, 2024. Starting in Ashwini Nakshatra, 0 degrees. It will be going through a retrograde period starting from September 4th, 2023 to December 2023, December 31st. So Jupiter, the benefic one, the great guru Brihaspati, full of luck and optimism, he should share and sprinkle on us all this next year while he's transiting in Aries. Jupiter rules over things like education, higher knowledge, going for the PhD, teachers, therapists, gurus, philosophers, spirituality, philosophy, religious beliefs, and all religions, growth, expansion. So Jupiter, he just goes really big. After all, I think he is the biggest planet in our solar system. Luck, of course. Also, Jupiter rules children, morals, ethics, and the law. So Jupiter in Aries with this new karmic cycle that starts here will go on for 12 years. When Jupiter shifts from a water to a fire sign, like he's just doing from Pisces to Aries, we call this a Grandanta period. It's the spiritual knot. And as we try to unravel this knot, sometimes the knot just becomes tighter and more difficult. And so this is a very special period and kind of an intense period. Typically, when a planet goes through a Grandanta period, we can expect to see floods, fires, any sort of natural disasters. Another special thing about Jupiter moving into the sign of Aries is he's meeting up with Rahu. So Jupiter conjuncts Rahu. I'm going to just touch a little bit about that in this video. We call this a Guru Chandal Yoga in Vedic astrology, where the guru meets the demons. From April 22nd, 2023 to October 31st, 2023. In that case, that's when Jupiter will move away and Rahu will also move. They'll just move away from each other. During this next week, we can expect very heavy energies. Rahu, in Vedic astrology, we call him Rahu. In Western Tropical, they refer to him as the North Node. A little mythology behind Rahu is that he was a demon. And he wanted to drink this Amrita, this elixir of immortality, this Soma, the nectar of the gods, if you will. They were all having a party and Rahu disguised himself, shimmied up to the punch bowl and just wanted to have his immortality. He wanted his right to be with the gods and live forever. And I think he was wedged between the sun and the moon. And not before they found out that he was an imposter and told Lord Vishnu, who then threw down a discus and severed him in half. And they had to find a place for him. So he was doomed for all of eternity to chase the sun and the moon, and to try to eclipse their light. So Rahu is kind of corrupt, kind of scandalous, all things foreign, unusual. He is severed, so he is just this head. He is obsessive and hungry and insatiable, if you will. He also loves chaos and to confuse people, to instill fear, a lot of smoke and mirrors, if you will. He also is very innovative, very technological driven, and can be very, very mystical. Aries, the Misha Rashi that we call in Jyotish, ruled by the planet Mars. I just put out a video on Mars, and I believe that Mars is still transiting Gemini. So it might behoove you to go check out my last video on Mars. And here now we're discussing Mars being the ruler of Aries. And Aries rules things like action energy, taking action, taking initiative, starting some things new. Physical and mental strengths, being very assertive, also a little impulsive. Leadership and courage. Aries rules the head, everything to do with the head and the brain. So Aries nakshatras are a combination of three, and these three are Ashwini, Bhavani, and Kritika. As Jupiter enters Ashwini at 0 degrees Aries, influenced by Ketu, which is the south node, to 13.2 degrees Aries until June 20th, 2023, which then Jupiter will move from Ashwini Nakshatra into Bhavani Nakshatra. So a nakshatra is a small group of stars. This one is at the very beginning of the zodiac. The deity ruler is the Ashwini twins, and they are considered the doctor of the gods. A little story about the Ashwini twins is that they performed miracle surgeries. I think even was once told and said that the Ashwin twins helped transplant an entire head. I believe it was even for the Lord Ganesha. And they themselves have, the upper body is half horse and the bottom half is human legs. And the symbol is a horse head. And they are strongly also connected to Ayurveda and healing, starting new things. And also on a negative, Ashwini Nakshatra, people that have this placement in their chart strongly, or this energy as we're transiting, can also have a negative effect. And violence, self-destruction, just destruction in general, dictatorship. Adolf Hitler, for example, had quite a few planets in Ashwini Nakshatra. Bhavani Nakshatra, influenced by Venus, 13.2 to 26.4 in Aries, starting from June 20th, 2023 to February 16th, 2024. During this time, Jupiter will be going, he will be retrograding during the time that he is in Bhavani Nakshatra. The deity ruler is Lord Yama, the Lord of Death and the God of Control, the bearer of burdens. The symbol is a yoni. Bhavani natives are on a moral and ethical evolution. They must seek pleasure with refinement, and they must be very self-disciplined. Kritika. Kritika is the third nakshatra that has Aries, and it's influenced by the sun. This is 26.4 degrees Aries to 10 degrees Taurus. We call this a bridge. So it bridges Aries to Taurus from April 16th, 2024 to May 1st, 2024. And that will be 0 degrees Kritika, in which then Jupiter will be moving to Taurus. So this bridge, we see the deity ruler of Kritika is Lord Agni, the Lord of Fire. He's intense, he's ambitious, he's honest, he's smart. He has high levels of integrity, and he must cut through the Maya, the shish, to get to the absolute truth of the matter. You could say that Kritika natives, or the energy of Kritika, is said to be very anti-superficiality. On a negative, it could impact people being very stubborn, engrossed in the illusion and the Maya, and full of it, and also highly confused. So some things that I want to bring together about this Jupiter transiting Aries, as I mentioned a lot of key points already. Last time Jupiter and Rahu were connected, 2016, there was a stock market crash under the Trump administration. And I believe some interesting facts is that Jupiter and Rahu were in Leo, and Trump has a Leo ascendant. 2008, global financial crisis under Obama, who I believe Jupiter and Rahu together were under the Capricorn sign, and Obama has a Capricorn ascendant. 2001, there was a crash after 9/11. George W. Bush, who his natal sun is in Gemini, and Rahu in Gemini with a retrograde Jupiter in Gemini. And also, I believe there was one in 1929. So we could see that the banks have been collapsing and are, a little bit on shaky ground. But I believe that the finances will recover at the end of 2023. Under this transit, we could see mass destruction, wars starting, wars ending, unrest, fighting, massive change in beliefs and religion of the masses, even obsessive and fanatical beliefs. New technology for healing on a physical, mental, and emotional plane. People leaning towards more holistic, alternative medicine and the metaphysical. We could see a huge baby boom. Jupiter creates and is the ruler of children. Also laws, people breaking laws, maybe the changing of some more laws. We possibly could see a rise of a dictator. Some things going on with AI, advanced technology. And people just overall pursuing more knowledge and wanting more truth. So now we can start discussing for the 12 ascendants and moon signs, what type of energies Jupiter will bestow on you during this transit for the next year. So for Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign, this is happening in your first house, which is the house of yourself and your physical body. So overall, this is a good transit for Aries ascendant and moon. They can expect to feel a little bit more optimistic, very creative, wanting to pursue higher education, maybe getting that PhD, also new goals, new opportunities also in business. You could be seeking or finding a guru, a teacher, a therapist, someone to guide you through these energies, and definitely expanding your mind on religious beliefs and your spirituality. Jupiter and Aries for the Taurus ascendant and the Taurus moon happening in the 12th house. Long distance travel, visiting foreign countries and temples, perhaps even moving or relocating to foreign countries. 12th house also, you might be experiencing financial loss, maybe repaying some sort of debt, having extra expenses during this time. You might have a tendency to want to seclude yourself, spending time alone, maybe in meditation, a silent yoga practice, pranayama. Just take care not to gravitate towards addictions, and maybe potential hospital visits for yourself or for others at this time. Jupiter and Aries for the Gemini ascendant or the Gemini moon. This is a very good transit for you happening in the 11th house. Taking action on a social media platform. Maybe you wanted to open up a YouTube channel for some time, because you love to make, your grandma's pasta. So now is the time to put a cooking YouTube channel on. Joining new groups, network circles, expanding your circle of friends. Be careful because Rahu is here also with Jupiter. So maybe he's going to bring people in that don't really have your best interest. So take care when you pick and choose your friends. Positive impact is definitely on gains and making money. Continuing progress in education, going for that PhD, going for your advanced studies. Children are definitely seen in the spotlight. maybe spending more time with your children. Maybe you might be having another baby. You could be pregnant during this time. Maybe children are having children. Dating, finding romantic partners or romantic partners seeking you out, and maybe perhaps finding a potential spouse during this time is also seen for the Gemini natives. Jupiter and Aries for the Cancer ascendant. This is happening in your 10th house, 10th house of career. You could be facing job changes, one that would increase your status, leveling up, which means making more money, getting that promotion, a new position, maybe working from home. Maybe, your new position has you teaching other employees and you're starting to teach other people. You'll have a strong focus on your daily routines during this time, perhaps joining a gym or a yoga class, Pilates. Your diet will also be highlighted. Perhaps you have an interest in Ayurveda and you want to study that. Bosses also may be maybe causing difficult and chaos and problems during this time for you because, again, Rahu is with the 10th house. Jupiter and Aries for the Leo ascendant. This is happening in the 9th house. 9th house. So we could see that for the Leo natives, Leo moon and Leo ascendants, taking action, finding a therapist, a guru, a teacher to help guide you, traveling to foreign countries, long distance travels, short distance travels, expanding your belief systems, changing your belief system, exploring new religions, changing your major. Maybe you're a student at this time and you decide you're not going to go for that major. You're going to take a new direction of studies at this point. And be careful. This could be an unplanned pregnancy that could pop up for you. Again, maybe your children are having children. And communication with siblings and relationships are on the up and up. If you were experiencing any difficulties in the past, those relationships with siblings and neighbors should definitely be on the mend. Jupiter and Aries for Virgo ascendant. This is happening in the 8th house. This is probably a little bit challenging for the Virgo. Some consider it to be maybe the dark night of the soul. So diving deep into 8th house subjects like expanding your knowledge on metaphysical and astrology and occult wisdom, starting new spiritual practices would behoove you. You might be experiencing lots of doubts and fears, mental stresses. Hopefully no addictive behaviors rear their heads. You also could receive, on a positive note, some inheritance, an insurance payout, taxes, money from joint assets, a possibility for you to move, change residence, change in home. Also, I could see some issues in marriages, maybe some separation I see happening for some couples out there. And maybe the separation is just your spouse has to go out of town for work and is absent and separated from you during this time. A strong desire for Virgo ascendants and Virgo moons to want to be alone, to maybe escape with sleep, food, hopefully not drugs and alcohol, and definitely some long distance travel in the future for Virgos. Jupiter and Aries for the Libra ascendant. This is happening in the 7th house. Libra, this is pretty intense for you. You might find yourself asserting yourselves with your spouses or business partners, and be careful when signing business agreements during this time. Rahu is there. Find yourself in a non-traditional, unconventional type of relationship, maybe with foreign partners or multiple partners. I see a lot of short and long distance travels, and also maybe finding a therapist, a teacher, a guru to help guide you through these energies at this time. Jupiter and Aries for the Scorpio ascendant. This and the Scorpio moon is happening in your 6th house. You could experience some chaos with some hidden enemies or some coworkers. Perhaps maybe some sort of litigation or lawsuit might pop up. Also starting a strong new daily physical activity like yoga, tai chi, kickboxing, finally getting that membership at the gym and starting to work out. Maybe you've gained a little bit of weight and we need to work that off now. Got to get our bikini bodies on, right? So changing our eating habits, maybe leaning towards Ayurveda. During this time with Jupiter transit, you just might have a tendency to overeat and eat a little bit more and overindulge during this time. Also from the 6th house, we could see maybe adopting a pet, spending more time with your children. Maybe a pregnancy could happen. busy with work and daily routines, which could improve your finance, and your financial situation could improve. So for Jupiter in Aries, for the Sagittarius ascendant and the Sagittarius moon, happening in the 5th house. Sagittarius, your overall luck and joyful and playful personality will be at its peak, and you'll definitely be more creative than you have in a while. Romantic partners will be actively pursuing you, and you will be actively dating many people. Also, Rahu is there, right? So we may find that during this time of dating and putting ourselves on dating websites and meeting people out, romantic interest and whining and dining, that maybe we're just not interested and they're not just lining up. So Rahu, confusion. This is going to give you a very strong hunger for knowledge. So furthering that education, getting that PhD, going for the extra, classes. And you might have a desire to invest in the stock market and gamble a little bit. I could see maybe some of you buying a home or some property. Working from home is also a possibility. And overall, just very optimistic. Jupiter and Aries for the Capricorn ascendant. This is happening in the 4th house of home. You could be expanding your home, changing your home, relocating, buying a home, moving away from your home to a different home, to a new home, working from home, new job opportunities. And also take care of your mother, because the 4th house is the mom. Gains through inheritance is also seen, insurance, taxes, maybe a divorce payout, something like this. Expanding your knowledge of astrology, metaphysical, spiritual practices. Long distance travels are also seen for you, Capricorn ascendants and Capricorn moons. You also might want to be a little recluse and spend some time alone, meditating, sleeping. Great. Jupiter and Aries for the Aquarius ascendant and the Aquarius moon. In the 3rd house. So Jupiter is now transiting the 3rd house in the sign of Aries for Aquarius. Communications with siblings, neighbors, they improve. Your siblings or neighbors may need you. You may have to be there for them. Starting a social media platform, joining a new network group, a friend circle expands. Again, be careful. Rahu is there. Lots of short and long distance travels. Improving your relationship with your spouse and your business partner should be on the up and up now, and definitely gains in finances, perhaps a pay raise for you Aquariuses. Good luck. Jupiter and Aries for Pisces ascendant and the Pisces moon people. This is very good, happening in your 2nd house of family values. Family values could be changing. You could be going through a complete metamorphosis at this time of what your values are with your family at home right now. Also things to do with your mouth. So changing your eating habits. Maybe you're consuming a lot of alcohol or smoking. Take care. Maybe it's time to quit smoking. So change in those habits. Take care of your oral hygiene. Potentially could see some dental problems with this Jupiter here. Increase in money, receiving inheritance, insurance, taxes, perhaps a divorce payout. Fears and doubts will increase during this transit for the Pisces ascendant and the Pisces moon. However, work life is very busy, making you money, so that savings account is staying nice and full. And any health issues that you might have had or might come across will totally be resolved. Perhaps you found a mole and went to the dermatologist and found out that it was a little melanoma, and they just cut it right out and resolved, finished. So all blessings to the Pisces, and namaste. Again, thank you for your support. If you love this video, like, hit subscribe, share this with your friends that love astrology. Let them know I'm doing Jyotish readings via Zoom. You can contact me on my phone number here on the screen. You can email me at bhavanivediciastrology@gmail.com. Check out my website there as well. And I can let you know personally how this Jupiter, in great depth is going to affect you, along with the other planets that are also transiting the sky at this time. And all the best to everybody during this transit. Namaste. Thank you again.